White bread, you must eat, and 4, you should never touch. It might surprise you, but frequent consumption of certain seemingly harmless foods could be silently sabotaging your health, even if you feel you're doing everything right. Maybe you eat in moderation, avoid excesses, try to walk, sleep reasonably. So why do you still feel tired, with frequent aches, lack of concentration, or that belly that simply won't disappear? The answer could be on your plate, in those small daily habits, especially if you've passed age 50. Recent studies published in prestigious scientific journals have revealed that some common foods, present on the tables of millions of people, are directly linked to an increase in chronic inflammation, hormonal imbalances, accelerated aging, and even cognitive decline. And the worst part, many of them are promoted as healthy by the industry. The most alarming thing? These foods don't cause immediate symptoms. They act slowly, damaging your health from within, without you noticing, until it's too late. We're talking about foods that can increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, osteoporosis, and even Alzheimer's. Foods that silently weaken your immune system, your energy, and your mental well-being. But don't worry. In this video, we are going to reveal the 5 most dangerous foods for people over 50, explain why they are so harmful, and show you what you can do starting today to protect your body, your mind, and your longevity. If you want to live with more health, prevent serious diseases, and take better care of those you love, this content is for you. So like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and tell us in the comments from which city or country you are watching us. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, take advantage now, because here every week, we teach you how to care for your health in a simple, scientific, and effective way. Now, without beating around the bush, let's start with food number 1. One that seems harmless but is present in almost all breakfasts and dinners. The liquid poison for the brain and bones. Few habits are as destructive and as normalized as daily soft drink consumption. Whether with sugar or artificial sweeteners, these drinks are a direct threat to your health after age 50. And no, we're not just talking about weight gain. The damage goes much further. Brain, bones, kidneys, pancreas, all are affected silently and progressively. Let's start with traditional soft drinks. A single can contain over 35 grams of sugar, the equivalent of nearly 9 teaspoons. This glucose explosion causes an instant insulin spike, overloading the pancreas and promoting the accumulation of visceral fat, the kind that adheres to internal organs and is strongly associated with heart attacks, fatty liver, and type 2 diabetes. For an older person whose metabolism is already slower, this impact is even more severe. But if you think diet or zero soft drinks are the solution, be careful. Recent studies have shown that sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame K can profoundly alter the gut microbiome, a key factor for digestion, immunity, and mental health. Furthermore, frequent consumption of diet soft drinks has been observed to be linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline, memory loss, and mental confusion in older adults. And there is something even more alarming. These drinks are associated with a significant reduction in bone density. The phosphoric acid present in many soft drinks interferes with calcium absorption and accelerates bone demineralization. In other words, each glass can bring you one step closer to osteoporosis, fractures, and reduced mobility. For people over 60, this can mean the difference between an active life and one marked by fear of falls. And what about the renal system? Excess sugar and chemical additives overload the kidneys, increasing the risk of kidney failure, especially in those who already have hypertension or diabetes. Furthermore, the caffeine present in many soft drinks encourages greater loss of magnesium and calcium through urine, vital minerals for the heart and muscles. The solution is not simply drink less, but to replace intelligently. Sparkling water with lemon, cold herbal infusions, unsweetened iced green tea, or water with fruit slices are excellent, refreshing alternatives that don't harm your body. If the habit is strong, make the change gradually, reducing the amount each week until the craving disappears. Remember, the body after 50 does not have the same capacity for recovery. What was once a simple nuisance today can transform into a chronic disease. Choose wisely what you drink. Sometimes, the simplest change has the greatest impact. Now, industrial sliced bread. The wolf in sheep's clothing that harms your metabolism. Many people think that by giving up white bread and switching to whole wheat, light, or multigrain sliced bread, they are making a healthy choice. But the truth is that much of the sliced bread you find in supermarkets, even those that seem healthy, is highly processed and harmful, especially for those over 50. They are breads that deceive with their appearance and attractive labels, but which hide dangerous ingredients for your cardiovascular, brain, and metabolic health. The first problem is with disguised refined flours. Many breads labeled whole wheat contain only a small percentage of whole grain flour, while the rest is made up of enriched white flours. This means their effect on the body is practically the same as white bread. They rapidly raise blood sugar, generate insulin spikes, and promote the accumulation of abdominal fat and insulin resistance, a combination that accelerates the path to type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, these breads are loaded with chemical additives, preservatives, stabilizers, texture enhancers, emulsifiers, and even artificial colorings that give them that deceptive brown color. Many also contain high fructose corn syrup, a type of highly inflammatory sugar that contributes to fatty liver, chronic fatigue, and cognitive decline. And if we look at the nutritional label, most of these industrial breads have very little real fiber. Why does that matter? Because fiber is essential for regulating intestinal transit, feeding good microbiota, and keeping glucose levels stable. A diet low in fiber and high in processed carbohydrates is a perfect recipe for constipation, tiredness, and systemic inflammation. Another hidden danger is the presence of hydrogenated vegetable fats, used to provide softness and extended shelf life to the bread. These trans fats are one of the worst enemies of the heart, increasing bad cholesterol, LDL levels, and reducing good cholesterol, HDL, which significantly raises the risk of heart attack and arterial diseases, especially in older people. So, what to do? The key is to learn to read labels and look for breads that are truly whole wheat. The first ingredient should be 100% whole wheat flour, with no added additives. Another even healthier option is to bake your own bread at home, with simple ingredients like oats, rye flour, seeds, natural yeast, and a little olive oil. You can also replace bread with options like corn tortillas, sugar-free and additive-free whole grain crackers, or simply with a combination of protein and vegetables that are more filling and nutritious. Not everything that says light, fit, or whole grain on the label is good for your health. After 50, your body needs real nutrients, not products designed to look healthy. Choose living foods with recognizable ingredients, and your body will respond with more energy, less inflammation, and healthier aging. Number 4, the healthy dessert that sabotages your gut and memory. Industrialized yogurt. For years, yogurt has been promoted as an ideal food for older people. Soft, easy to digest, good for bones and the gut. And in part, that's true. If we're talking about natural, unsweetened, traditionally fermented yogurt. But unfortunately, most yogurts sold today in supermarkets in Mexico, the United States, and many other countries are very different. They are ultra-processed, loaded with sugar, flavorings, thickeners, and additives that end up being more harmful than beneficial, especially for older adults. The most obvious problem is added sugar. Some fruit yogurts, from well-known and supposedly unhealthy brands, can contain between 15 and 25 grams of sugar per serving, equivalent to 5 or 6 small teaspoons. This amount is enough to spike blood glucose, generate silent inflammation, promote insulin resistance, and feed harmful bacteria in the gut. For an older person with a slow metabolism or a predisposition to diabetes, this type of healthy dessert can be a real metabolic poison. And if you think the light mint or sugar-free version is better, I have another warning for you. These products are loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame K, which negatively alter the gut microbiota and have been associated with mental confusion, headaches, weight gain, and even memory loss in older adults. Furthermore, many of these yogurts contain thickeners, colorings, and artificial flavorings that affect digestion, cause gas, abdominal bloating, and can lead to imbalances in the immune system. Let's remember that the gut not only digests food, it is also the center of our immune system and constantly communicates with the brain. Disrupting its balance directly impacts our mental and emotional health. Another worrying aspect is the content of low-quality milk or reconstituted milk powder, which many industries use to reduce costs. This drastically reduces the nutritional value of the yogurt. Furthermore, excessive processed dairy can increase mucus levels in older people, affect iron absorption, and worsen respiratory and joint problems. What to do then? The solution is to go back to natural yogurt, unsweetened, without flavorings or additives. The ideal is to consume natural Greek-style yogurt, unsweetened, and you can add fresh fruit, seeds like chia or flax, a little cinnamon, or a few drops of raw honey yourself if you want a natural sweet touch. You can also explore quality fermented plant-based alternatives, like unsweetened coconut yogurt or almond yogurt with live probiotics. The goal is not to completely eliminate this food from your diet, but to choose truly healthy versions that nourish your microbiota, strengthen your immune system, and protect your mind. After 50, every spoonful counts. Make it count in favor of your longevity, not against it. Now margarine, the false friend of the heart that can block your arteries. For decades, margarine was sold as the healthier alternative to butter. With labels like cholesterol-free, light, or heart-healthy, many older people adopted it as part of their daily diet without questioning its true effects. But the reality is that margarine, especially industrial versions, can be one of the most harmful fats for those over 50. The main problem lies in its chemical composition. Margarine is made from refined vegetable oils that have undergone hydrogenation processes to solidify and give them texture. This process creates the feared trans fats, a type of artificial fat that increases bad cholesterol, LDL, reduces good cholesterol, HDL, and promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body. Highly reputable studies, such as those published in the New England Journal of Medicine, have shown that trans fats are responsible for thousands of deaths from heart disease every year. But that's not all. Margarine also often contains artificial colorings, emulsifiers, preservatives, and flavorings to make it look and taste like butter, but without being butter. These chemical additives can overload the liver, alter the gut microbiota, and even cause inflammatory responses in joints and tissues. In older people, this type of low-grade inflammation is associated with diseases such as arthritis, Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, and heart failure. Another concerning aspect is its impact on metabolism. Being a processed and low-quality fat, margarine can negatively affect insulin sensitivity, promoting abdominal weight gain and the risk of type 2 diabetes, conditions that already affect a large portion of the population over 60. Furthermore, its creamy texture and mild flavor make it easy to consume in excess, especially when combined with refined breads, crackers, or toast. The result? A cocktail of harmful fat, hidden sugar, and simple carbohydrates that overload the cardiovascular system and accelerate cellular aging. So, what are your options? The first thing is to read labels carefully. If you see the words partially hydrogenated fats or hydrogenated vegetable oils, steer clear. A healthier alternative is to use small amounts of real butter, unsalted, ghee, clarified butter, or better yet, natural vegetable fats like extra virgin olive oil or avocado, which have shown clear benefits for the heart, brain, and skin. After 50, the fats you choose can make the difference between an active life and one marked by illness. Don't be fooled by the marketing of processed products. True health comes from real foods, minimally processed, and rich in natural nutrients. At this point, it's clear, many seemingly harmless, and even healthy in foods can be silently affecting your health. White bread, industrial sliced bread, processed yogurts, soft drinks, and margarine. All are part of the daily lives of millions of older people, but they are loaded with substances that promote inflammation, destabilize blood sugar, disrupt your gut, and accelerate physical and mental deterioration. Leave it in the comments, because your experiences can help many more people. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like it, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel to receive more health and wellness tips every week. Remember, eating well is not about complicating things. It's about simplifying life. Take care of your body today, so it can take care of you tomorrow. See you in the next video.